My name is Rosina. I'm a banker, I'm a biker, an event planner. I let one out. Salsa dancer. Let's go again, don't worry. Hi, once again, this is Salsarozie and welcome to my YouTube channel. As usual, I'm going to serve it hot and I have something exciting coming up. Most often, when we are dating, I'm talking about dating, when we are dating, especially for the gentlemen, sometimes they begin to act up. They begin to go distance. They begin to do certain things that you don't expect them to do. Now he's acting up. What should you not do? When your gentleman, your boyfriend is acting up, what should you absolutely not do? Let me just jump right into it. Number one, desperate text messages. Listen, when a guy decides to go quiet on you, you can probably send a message to find out what's up, how are you doing. But what you shouldn't do is those desperate text messages. Hello, how are you? Hi, I'm calling you, you're not responding. It's been 10 calls already, 15 calls already, 20 calls already. Please, when a guy decides to act up, go silent on you, please avoid desperate text messages. It doesn't work well with you because once you begin to do things like that, psychologically it tells the gentleman how much you're in love with him, how much you want him, and how desperate you are to be with him. And then they can even act up the more. Trust me. When your boyfriend begins to act up, don't text desperately. Now, closely related to that, when your boyfriend is acting up, and let's say there's a conversation, usually over the phone, and then he makes that one-line comment, avoid responding with a thesis. Trust me, I'm a corporate. I used to do that because I like communicating. I want to explain myself. I want to make sure that I bring the genesis from cring to crank. But listen, when your boyfriend is acting up and he makes one-line statements, don't follow it with a thesis. Paragraph A, I, A, I, V. Says, trust me, he's going to be reading it. Two things may happen. He might read it and laugh at you in the process, or in all that speech, he's going to pick some one line out of all that you've written and then come back at you even bigger. So those, when the guy is getting shady, especially if it's a boyfriend getting shady and he sends you one message, please don't respond with a thesis. If you care to respond, keep it short, keep it simple. Sometimes when you have the opportunity to face him one-on-one, then you can do a bit of talking. But I've realized that most men actually like it when you just give them short, precise responses and then let it go. Number 3, your guy is acting up. It doesn't mean you have to put your life on hold. I see women do this a lot. When the man is acting up, is being quiet on them and not minding them, you realize that everything comes to a standstill. They can't work anymore, they can't think, they can't even go to school, some cannot learn, some cannot pass their exams. Don't put your life on hold because he's acting up. I mean, if you try the initial, stages, try to communicate with him, and you see that he's not forthcoming, just move on with your life, to be honest. Because most of the time, when a gentleman sees that you can survive without them, if a gentleman sees that, you're actually still blooming with or without them, there's a part of them that makes them second guess. Am I making a mistake? And it's just a matter of time till they turn around and come back searching for you. So usually when the man decides to, just zone out on you, doesn't call you, doesn't check on you, doesn't want to talk to you, my dear, don't waste your time. Also just turn around and continue living your life. If you're schooling, if you're working, work harder. Whatever you're doing, do it. If you have to go to the salon to take care of yourself, do that. Whatever it is you want to do, keep doing it. Don't put your life on hold simply because he's zoning out on you or he's acting up on you. It's important that you actually move on. Just live. There's a tendency to want to get back at him, especially if the reason for, the nuances or the reason for the acting up is because he cheated on you. So usually when men cheat on their girlfriends, they don't want to accept that it means anything. They have this rhetoric saying that, they are men and they didn't mean anything to them. The women lured them into, having a go at them and all of that. They give all manner of excuses and make them look manly and make them feel like, oh no. And sometimes when you even want to talk about it, they actually get angry. while you're talking about it. And then instead of apologizing, instead of doing the needful, they rather want to turn it on you to make it look like you are the one responsible for their cheating. They probably say things like your nagging is what is making them cheat. Your this is what is making them do that. But trust me, anybody who cheats, it's their decision, it's their problem to cheat. It's never about you. So don't get back at him by cheating on him too. Because two wrongs don't what? Don't make a right. And sometimes when you get back at him for cheating, by cheating on him, initially you may feel you've gotten back at him. But if it is not in your DNA to cheat, you're going to live to regret that decision. So when you're confronted with a cheating man who's probably acting up after you've caught him cheating, do not go around cheating on him just to get back at him. It won't work. It won't work. You find out that later on, you probably end up apologizing even more. Even more because you know that you are guilty of cheating on him too. And, psychologically, it will just sit on your brain like, I just shouldn't have done this. So when you're confronted with a cheating man, it's two things. If you can't handle it, walk away. Walk away. But don't pretend to be in a relationship and think that cheating to get back at him is actually a good thing to do. Don't do it. Sis, trust me, don't do that. Closely related to this, if it has to do with cheating, my dear, don't confront the third party. It never ends well. It never ends well, especially when you know the third party. When you're with a man and you realize that he's cheating on somebody, especially someone you know, someone you have access to, just keep it to yourself and deal with your gentleman. Never confront the third party. Why am I saying so? Assuming the man is probably cheating on you with this girl just for the sake of it, I'm not excusing it. Once you confront the third party psychologically feels that she's a big deal in your home or she's a big deal in your relationship. So they actually now become your boyfriend's peace of mind so that you can be his war of mind, for a better word. Or the one who is always arguing, the one who is always bringing some issue up on us. So you know what? Don't confront the third party. Take it from me. Once you catch him cheating and you've discussed it and you don't like it, my dear, just move on with your life. There are plenty fishes in the sea. You get another one. When you're confronted with a man who is acting up, be very careful who you talk to. Very, very careful who you talk to. Because I've seen people who confide in friends of their boyfriend, thinking that because they understand and know how much you feel for them, once you talk to them, they are going to say the right things to your boyfriend so that it sort of like mends the relationship. Trust me, especially if it's another woman, most of them, they're actually after what you have. They are simply after what you have. So when you confide in friends or you talk to friends about your expectations, about what you're going through, about the fact that he's being distant, he's not doing what he's supposed to do, thinking that that friend knows exactly how you feel for your boyfriend and hoping that with that knowledge and with his closeness to your boyfriend, they can actually speak to him to sort of like, make you, please, sis, don't do it. Most often than not, it's a trap. It doesn't end well. So deal with your man. If it's too much, if the kitchen is too hot, what do? You get out of it. But be very careful. It's important once in a while to talk to people, but be very, very careful who you talk to. Choose the people you talk to very carefully. So please, I would say that if you're in a relationship and he's acting up, simply don't speak to others. As much as possible, deal with the person you're in the relationship with. Don't speak to others, because when you start speaking to others, it brings a lot of noise into the relationship, such that sometimes when you and your boyfriend have even sorted out the issue, the third parties are not yet over it. The fourth parties are now calling council meeting, and the fifth parties will not even accept the fact that both of you are together. So be very careful who you choose to talk to. If you have to talk to somebody, be very careful who you choose to talk to. The last but not the least, silence is golden. When you have a boyfriend that is acting up, silence is golden. This is a very short one. Just be still. Just be quiet. You see, pretend you haven't seen. and then have your game plan in your head. If the guy is smart enough and he wants you, he's going to feel alarmed. He's going to come get you because you're quiet. But if he doesn't care anything about you, well, your quietness will send you a message that it is time to walk out. Nobody deserves to be in a relationship where they are zoned out on. No. In a relationship, you expect both parties to be present and wanting the relationship before it heads into marriage. So if you're in a relationship and he decides to go quiet on you, he's acting up, don't do these things. And if you don't do these things and he still doesn't sit up, then it means that it's simply not for you. Your man is probably somewhere else. Your man is probably somewhere else, so just go find him. All right? So this has been Salsarozie. I hope you like this one. I know some people will kill me for this, but hey, I said it. All right? So till next time, ciao.
If you do like this, don't forget to subscribe. Turn on your notification button so that you can get more of this content every week. Thank you. Or every day, whatever. Is it okay? Okay. Salsarozie.